Content warning. This story involves sexual violence against a disabled adult. Some viewers will find the details disturbing. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Paula Vigil leans over a laptop, rewinding the brand new bedroom cam she installed for medical reasons. The clock on screen blinks 2:47 a.m. A figure steps into her daughter's room. Paula's breath stops. In the next 3 minutes, her reality shatters. Welcome to Murder, We Heard TV. Hit subscribe, tap that bell, and tell us where you're watching from. Tonight's story reveals how a single nanny cam exposed a predator, uncovered failures in 3 states, and inspired Ashley's Law. Price, Utah, population 8,715, is a mining town where everyone knows your middle name. For 17 years, Paula transformed a modest house into a medical fortress for her only child, Ashley. Rett syndrome had stolen Ashley's voice and movement, but Paula built routines of gentle feeding, seizure meds, and endless story time. Doctors once warned, prepare yourself. She likely won't see her 11th birthday. Paula refused. She created what neighbors called Ashley's tiny safe bubble. Against every prognosis, Ashley reached 31. She weighed just 48 pounds, yet her smile ruled the household. In 2014, help appeared in the form of Kenneth Urban, then 52, a traveling medical equipment salesman. Over coffee, Paula tested him. I told him my life is doctor's appointments and surgeries. Urban barely blinked. He moved in, offering respite to a weary mother. At first, life seemed easier, then subtle red flags surfaced. Ashley's seizures worsened. She winced at night. Weight slipped away. Paula blamed disease progression. Urban blamed stress. Behind closed doors, a pattern was emerging. By late 2022, doctors were puzzled. They recommended a bedroom camera to chart seizure spikes. Paula installed one, never dreaming it would capture evil. Replay the tape. Urban enters, closes the door, removes Ashley's clothing with practiced efficiency, assaults her immobilized body, redresses her, and exits. Those 3 minutes destroyed the sanctuary Paula spent decades building. Paula's hands shook, but her resolve hardened. She dialed 911, handed detectives the footage, and said only, "Watch it." Within hours, Price Police placed Urban in cuffs. Body cam video shows him calm, almost bored, as officers read his rights. But the story doesn't stop at one arrest. Investigators soon learn this man left a trail of damage stretching across Wyoming and Montana. The fortress cracked open, and every buried secret started pouring out. Detectives run Urban's name through national databases. Alarms blare. Wyoming, 2010 arrest for strangulation. Sentence, only probation. Montana, multiple welfare checks on a blended family. No convictions, but whispers of abuse. Investigators call Paula S., Urban's ex-wife in Billings. She trembles on the phone, yet agrees to meet. In a conference room, she slides a folder across the table. Diaries, police reports, school counselor notes. Her daughters Kirsten and Elisa sit beside her, fists clenched. Kirsten speaks first. He played all 3 of us, she says, eyes fixed on the floor. She describes midnight footsteps, a door clicking shut, and threats that silence them. Well, I'll hurt your mom if you say anything. Elisa nods, tears falling. Both sisters had reported Urban years apart, 2014, 2017. Yet county prosecutors declined to file charges. The paper trail proves it. Detectives in Utah feel the weight. Had anyone listened, Ashley might still be safe. Back in Price, prosecutors stacked charges. 2 counts of rape and 3 counts of forcible sexual abuse against a vulnerable adult. Urban is moved to the Carbon County Jail. At arraignment, he stares straight ahead, face blank. The defense hints at an insanity plea, but his alibi shocks even seasoned reporters. In court, Urban states, "My testosterone levels were elevated to be extremely high in a short amount of time. I was in a dreamlike state where reality felt like a dream." The gallery gasps. Journalists jot furiously. Experts call the claim medical nonsense. Attorney Nathaniel Woodward counters with calm precision. When a citizen of our state is raped and their attacker found guilty, the severity of the punishment will be determined by whether the victim was an adult or a minor. However, no substantive consideration is given as to an adult victim's mental capacity. Those words hang in the air, exposing a legal loophole big enough for predators to slip through. While lawyers spar, Ashley's condition nosedives. Each court date Paula attends means another night in the ICU. Seizures now strike 3, sometimes 4 times a day. Nutrition fails. Her fragile frame drops below 45 pounds. Paula tells nurses, voice raw, she spent her life trapped in her little tiny body where she could be safe in her home. Then he took even that, and eventually he took her life. Staff members wipe tears, adjust monitors, and promise to fight in their own way by keeping Ashley comfortable. News spreads. Price residents host flashlight vigils on Ashley's front lawn. An empty wheelchair, draped in purple ribbons, becomes a symbol of collective anger. Petition tables pop up outside grocery stores. Local radio talk shows replay Kirsten's blunt verdict. If things had been handled properly, this would have never happened to Ashley and her family. Callers flooded the lines, outraged that warnings were ignored. By January 2023, Utah legislators drafted a bill informally dubbed Ashley's Law. Its purpose is crystal clear. Treat crimes against profoundly disabled adults the same as those against children. Mandatory minimums, lifetime registry, no easy plea deals. Momentum builds, but Urban's trial still looms, and Paula's greatest fear is that Ashley won't live to see justice served. Spring 2023, West Jordan 3rd District Court. The prosecution cues the nanny-cam clip. Lights dim, jurors lean forward. In pixelated gray, Urban opens Ashley's door. The room is silent except for Paula's muffled sobs in the gallery. The defense has no choice but to admit the video's authenticity. Urban takes the stand. Shoulders back, voice even, he repeats, "My testosterone levels were elevated to be extremely high in a short amount of time. I was in a dreamlike state, where reality felt like a dream." Reporters note every syllable. A medical expert counters, "Sudden testosterone spikes do not create organized, repeat assaults." The jury can see the careful redressing, the wiped surfaces. That's deliberation, not delirium. Attorney Nathaniel Woodward closes with the loophole that allowed this to happen. When a citizen of our state is raped and their attacker found guilty, the severity of the punishment will be determined by whether the victim was an adult or a minor. However, no substantive consideration is given as to an adult victim's mental capacity. Jurors exchange looks that say enough. June 12, 2023, verdict day. The four-person stands guilty on all 5 felony counts. Judge Stephen Nelson wastes no time. He stacks the sentences consecutively, 5 years to life for each rape, 1 to 15 for each abuse count. Urban's eyes flicker. That's effectively a natural life term. Outside, Paula steps to the microphones as supporters chant, "Who are we here for?" Ashley. She grips the empty wheelchair beside her. Cameras flash. No tears, only steely resolve. 9 months later, at 3:02 p.m., Ashley passed in her grandmother's arms while she was reading her favorite story to her. Machines fall quiet. Nurses bow their heads. Paula whispers the words she shared in court. She spent her life trapped in her little tiny body where she could be safe in her home. Then he took even that, and eventually he took her life. The family holds a candlelight service on the front porch. Price residents line the street, wheelchairs and strollers side by side, proving the community finally heard her silence. Within weeks, 3 Utah lawmakers filed House Bill 218. Hearings are packed. Kirsten and Elisa testify, detailing missed chances in Wyoming and Montana. Their phrases cut through legal jargon. Ignored once, ignored twice, no more. The bill's core is simple. Crimes against adults who cannot defend themselves carry the same mandatory minimums as child sex offenses. No plea bargain shortcuts, no probation loopholes. By February 2025, the governor signs it, pen flashing, press cameras clicking. Other states request the draft language. Advocacy groups mail it coast to coast. Hospitals upgrade security for nonverbal patients. Medical supplier licensing tightens. And every police academy in Utah now trains recruits on recognizing abuse signs in severely disabled adults. Ashley never spoke, Yet her story changed law and saved future lives. If you believe every vulnerable adult deserves equal protection, share this video and say her name in the comments. Need help? Call the National Sexual Assault Hotline, 800-656-HOPE. It's open 24/7. You're watching Murder, We Heard TV. Hit subscribe, smash that like, and ring the bell so you never miss a story that demands to be heard.